start streaming. All right. Hey, everybody. Hopefully we are live because I'm testing out some new stuff, trying to make sure everything is working appropriately. But I thought that I would just tell you about a call I had today. So, you know, every now and then you get something that you realize is important, and you want to, and I want to share it. So my thoughts are for 2023, I want to do a little bit more stuff like that, right? So, hey, I just saw David Englehart. Hold on, David. There you are. Yes, I'm live, buddy. I wasn't sure if I was going to hit that live button, but apparently I did. So I wasn't quite ready. That's why I wasn't prepared. But I wanted to do this anyway. I want to talk about. I had a phone call just I don't know, maybe about an hour ago now. I don't know what time it is. What time is it? It is 1:56, so it's about an hour ago, David, and it was an individual, an inspector, contractor, maybe more contractor than inspector, I think. Yep, contractor. So he gives me a call and he says that he bought a product, bought a circuit breaker. I'm not sure how many circuit breakers, but it was one of our Eaton circuit breakers, and he gets it in the mail, and he says that he noticed it very quickly, and so did a gentleman that worked for him, and they recognized that it was a counterfeit product. And so I asked him, I said, what were the traits that you saw that sort of flagged it to you that it might be counterfeit? Because I was just curious. You know, his phone call to me, and I'm connecting him with our internal resources at Eaton that deal with counterfeit products. And I couldn't tell you where he bought it from. I bought it online. That's the first thing. And the reason that I decided to I wanted to go live really quick to just talk about this is that, especially in these times when a product is hard to find in some cases, you may be looking for solutions to provide your customer with what they need to get their house built or occupancy and all of that good stuff. So we end up resorting to go online and trying to find other sources for solutions. And I tell you, you've got to be careful. Now, this gentleman did the right thing. He called me and he said, hey, you know, I suspect this is counterfeit. And you know what was really cool was that he didn't want to just send it back and get his money back. Because you know what he said? If I send this back, they're probably going to repackage it and send it to someone else. And he's probably right. So I asked him, I said, what were the traits that you saw that sort of flagged it for you that it was counterfeit? And his answer was that it didn't have a UL sticker, various labels on the product. There were a label that was supposed to be information that was a barcode, and the barcode didn't take you anywhere. There were other markings on the product itself, on the labeling, that just did not look right. So he said it looks like a counterfeit, it smells like a counterfeit, and I told him don't taste it. So what I did as a manufacturer, working for Eaton and representing our products, I told him, I said, I got him in contact with our internal individual who works with counterfeit product. This guy has been on raids. He's worn the bulletproof vests, and he's his efforts do not know the boundaries of the United States either. So it's a problem in our industry, and it's something that we all need to be aware of. So I put a link down below. Hey, Nihad, didn't expect, you know what, Nihad, I didn't expect it either. I was actually going to record this, and I was getting ready, and I'm using my Rode microphone. I bought this Rode microphone a long time ago for my other camera. And instead of putting my lavaliers on, which look what I got for Christmas, my brother-in-law bought me this. Whoa, there it is. It's a wireless go-to, and what this is, Nihad, it's a battery charger. And what you do is, I put the mics. There it is. I put the mics inside here. This is the base unit. And these are the two microphones. I put that in here, and it charges them for me. So I was going to open this up and then put on my lavalier, which I have here, but I must have hit live instead. I saw David Engelhardt say, "I see you live." I'm like, oops. But you know what? I figured might as well talk about it. Because remember I told you I want to do more recording, so I was planning on recording this and all that jazz. But in any case, we have an instance right now of an issue going on in the field where a customer purchased product to meet their customer needs, bought it online, and realized that it's counterfeit. And he did the right thing. He reached out to me. I told him, I said, look, he was going to just send it to me. In fact, there it is. The emails are going on right now. I just saw the email come up. He says, I'm the right guy. And I like this guy. His name's Tom. That's what even makes it better. And he's going to work with this customer. And he gave him his cell phone number and everything. So we are on. I got goosebumps. I want to wear the flak chest one day and get my and get my game on and get out there and run down the aisle and find all that counterfeit product. But it's probably a lot not as exciting as that. But in any case, so we have to be mindful. And so I asked Tom, our guy, Tom Grace. I said, how do we prevent this from happening? And the number one, and I'm not going to say it's a foolproof method to avoid counterfeit product, but I will say that it is your best habit or process, and that is buy from a recognized, reputable supply house. The chances, I'm not going to say that it is impossible to buy a counterfeit product from a reputable supply house, because things can happen either by mistake, probably by mistake. Because if you've got a good reputable person, organization that you deal with all the time, they're going to take the right steps to make sure that they're making the right decisions, and they're buying off of the manufacturers that they have agreements with. So. And I'm not going to even say that it's so. What I'm saying is, you reduce your chances of getting a counterfeit product on your table in your project when you go through the right channels. The moment you start going online, searching for stuff, especially if you, I buy stuff off of eBay. I do. I bought a chair off of eBay. I bought a tripod off of eBay. I buy things like that, yes. But do I buy a circuit breaker from eBay? Do I buy a fuse off of eBay? I'll tell you what, you take a risk. You really do. So you got to be careful of your sources. You got to be careful of what you're buying. And regardless if you go to eBay, Amazon, wherever you're going, you've got to be an educated consumer. This individual was an educated consumer because this person buys our products all the time. He's familiar with what our products are. He knows our labeling. He knows when he spots something different. Pick up the phone. Call the supply house, call your sales office for that organization and say, hey, I'm seeing something a little different here. Even if it's UL, we know we have UL representatives across the country, right? So you've got Tom Lichtenstein, you've got Jeff Fecteau, you've got Michael Hofkin. You've got individuals across the United States that work in different regions. And if you don't know who they are, get out there to the UL website and get yourself familiar with it. And if you don't know where that's at, go to your next IAEI meeting. There's going to be a ton of people in the room who know who those contacts are. It's critical that we all do that, so that when we see something that doesn't look right and smell right, and before you try to taste it, talk to someone else. That's what the IAEI brings. That's what the IAEI has done for me in my career, in my life. It's brought me to connections, people like David Engelhardt, Nihad El-Sharif, and others who I call friends, and I know that I can pick up the phone and we'll work together. So in any case, and that's how this individual knew me, through IAEI meetings, going to those meetings, watching me either because I presented, and I've known this individual, since I started going to IAEI meetings. That's how long I've known him. And that's when I was just working on I would set up my booth and answer questions and shake hands, and I would get to see and meet people, and I didn't know a daggone thing about the code. I would sit in that room and watch all of these individuals on stage and just be in awe that they know so much about that book. I didn't know a daggone thing. And where I'm at today in my knowledge, which I would say I'm still not a rock star, but I feel comfortable in the book. I feel comfortable in the code. It's interesting that I can rattle off more than one section. So, Steve Fromming, they didn't know there were fake as them. Hold on. You know what? I'm doing so. There's this new thing. I got a heart. I'm going to hit a heart. I don't know what the heart just did, but my chat just went away. Oh, now I have to sign in. Hold on. I gotta sign in so I can see this. That's not it. All right. I think it's an exclamation. Yes, I'm in. Oh, check my device. I gotta check my device. Confirm whether it's you trying to sign in. I want to be able to see your chats, and now I have to sign in. Gosh, there I am. Yes, it's me. All right, so now I should be able to see your chats. And it's not going as fast as I want it to go. Security alert, a new sign-in on my account. Testing. So I'm just going to type in Happy New Year and hit send, and I don't know. Somehow I've got to get to my channel so I can see the chats. Oh, I know what I'll do. I am going to go to YouTube Studio. But Steve Froming, I couldn't read your message, so I've got to get out there to see. There was something blocking it, and now I can't even get to it. Analytics, comments, content, live. I can't even see am I live? This is frustrating. I don't know about you, but I'm frustrated. So if I go to my station, there I am, Counterfeit Products. I can't even see am I live? There we go. All right. Okay, I'm here, and it says, I'm confused. I see you said Happy New Year in the chat. Yes, David, I was testing something, and it worked. They didn't know they were fake as they got them direct from the supplier in Illinois. They didn't know. Steve, I'm not sure what you're speaking. I don't see any other chat, so... Anyway, I figured this out. I did say Happy New Year, and for some reason I cannot see the chat in my OBS. See, there's a new add-on. I just updated OBS, and I'm going to close those two, and I'm going to try to redock them. But docs, chat. There it is. All right, I'm redocked. I'm back. And close that. Close. All right, so David, sorry about that, buddy. I'm going to hit the heart. What does the heart do? I can hit a heart. And I'm going to try to redock them. There we go. Welcome to the chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Look at the one ahead of it. Oh, this scenario smells familiar with a generator we had with an oversized breaker on it. Yes! David, I remember that. Yeah, and you know what? You reached out to me on that one too. We're doing the right stuff. And we're doing the right stuff. So that's a good thing. There, oh look, I can hit hearts. All right, so I see that. All right, so okay, thank you, Steve. But yeah, so I think that it is critical that we communicate, and the more you work with products, the more visible that you understand. You know, this gentleman said he looked for the UL mark, he didn't see the UL listing. There was no UL sticker on the product. And that was this first red flag. And then he knows those devices, those breakers. So he was able to look at other labels, and he knows these don't look right. You know, look at the spelling, look at how they write, the verbiage on there. The labeling is in many... Now, I will say that in some cases, it is really hard to identify it's a counterfeit product. Okay, so I will say that, and we have had counterfeit devices, different types of products, and I'm telling you, you take the design engineer, and until you start to really know a lot of details about that, a design engineer could probably spot, okay, no, this is counterfeit, because in many cases it's like you look at the thermoplastic instead of a thermoset, right? And if you look at those two different types of materials, you know what's thermoplastic and what's thermoset, because those are two different types of materials. And if you know the product, you can recognize this is not a thermoplastic, or this is not a thermoset, this is a thermoplastic, where it should be a different type of material. Little things like that. So in some cases, it can be very difficult. But I did put a link down below to Eaton's resource. I think there might be Mr. Froming. Boy, I'm thirsty. I don't have any coffee. I need coffee. You know, I had for lunch today, Bobby Joe went to interview somebody. For her YouTube channel, she's building her YouTube channel out. She's got twoadorablelabs.com. Uh-oh. I'm good. Am I good? Am I still good? Yeah, I think I am. But she's interviewing somebody for a new blog item. But there is an anti-counterfeiting website down below, and there might even be some electrical. I think there might be a NEMA resource too. NEMA Counterfeit. Links to reports. There we go. I'm going to put this in the chat as well. Control C, Control V. Yep, there we go. So I've got, there's a NEMA resource for counterfeit product as well. And you'll look, there's a Consumer Product Safety Commission, United States Customs and Border Protection, e-allegation system. There's a Stop Fakes website. There's the Department of Energy. This is not just a specific manufacturer thing. It's not a distributor thing. This is an international problem that we've got. And it can be hard to identify. So again, I go back to, how do you police this? I mean, how do we protect ourselves? It's transparency. It is awareness of where you're getting the product from, and what are you doing for the due diligence. And as a contractor, if you were an electrical contractor and you're sourcing products, and say you call your distributor and you need a Van Ducky, and they're all out of Van Duckies, and that Van Ducky's got 10,000 on back order, right? And you're like, I got to get this Van Ducky because I've got a customer who in my ear. You got to be careful where you're getting product from. Be careful it's not reconditioned when it's not permitted to be reconditioned when you install it. And be careful that it's not counterfeit. So, and I believe, here's another resource. The Electrical Safety Foundation International. I know they've got something on counterfeit products. So I'm giving you a lot of links. I'm giving you a lot of resources. And one of your primary areas is go back to the manufacturer. Get in touch with the right person. So I put in the description for this, I have a link to the Eaton resource. Let's do this. Hold on. Trying another one. Yeah, here's another one. Here is, I'm going to put another link in here. This is Schneider Electric. So I'm going to put Schneider Electric's link to, this is on their website. Let's see what ABB has. ABB counterfeit product. ABB prevails in a private criminal prosecution. Prosecution! Think about that. I don't want to be anywhere near that. Counterfeit avoidance requirements. I don't know what this document is. It went to a document. Industrial solutions. Counterfeit parts avoidance requirement for independent distributors and high-risk suppliers. I'm looking for I don't have one website. I'm gonna just do ABB counterfeit. Counterfeit parts, so that is a PDF. How to detect genuine ABB. Job offerings, Department of Justice. I don't have, all right, let's go Siemens. I'm sorry, but I don't have a good link for ABB. Siemens. If there's a simple way, there we go. So here's, there's a simple way to identify, reject Reject cookies. There's a new white paper. Look at this. All right, I'm going to put a Siemens white paper in here. But a good web resource. The CPSC is a good resource, I believe. Yes. Yep, and I'll put the link in for that too, David. So I'm putting these in the chat, and I will go back and update below on this post for resources around counterfeit electrical products, at least. Siemens, a new level of component traceability, a new level of component fighting malicious code and counterfeit components. Wow, look at this. Let me find it. I don't know if they have like a single landing page. Successfully manage your supply chain. What is this? I'll bet you this doesn't. Transparency and resilient data along the supply chain value. All right, I put a Siemens link in there. Who else? CPSC. CPSC. What am I doing? The link from NEMA has all of that information. How do I, hold on, how do I have to go to studio mode, and I want to go to display, not iPad, monitor. There it is. All right, and then I want to get out of studio mode, and then I want to go to my teach. I call it me teach. Me teach, you learn. All right, so here is this is the NEMA website. Okay, and what's nice about this, David, is look, it has the consumer, how to report unsafe products, report unlawful imports of any kind, report counterfeit products, Department of Energy, Environmental Protection Agency, that's the EPA, Federal Trade Commission, that's the FTC, Food and Drug Administration, that's the FDA, and the Department of Justice is the DOJ. See, the electrical industry is not the only ones who love acronyms. All right, so a lot of really good resources. And here's you know what my philosophy is? When you find that freaking thing, blast it to everybody. I mean, I would report it. I would tell the DOE. I would tell all these people, tell them where you got it from. Stand from the tallest mountain, because that's the, you know, what was funny was, well, it wasn't funny. It was a really good observation that this gentleman made when he said that he goes, I didn't want to send it back. He says, and then what they do is they realize if I send it back and said, this is a counterfeit product and I want you to send it back to me, or I want you to give me back my money. He goes, you know, they're gonna move shop. They're gonna, you know, whatever, close one business down, open another business down once they feel they've been. And you know what? Oh man, it was on eBay. I bought a counterfeit product one time. I'll tell you what it was. I collected, and I collected for a very long period of time Marbles knives. I don't know if you're familiar with marbles, but they were American-made knives. I think they were. I can't remember where marbles was made out of, but in any case, I used to collect knives, and there was a marbles knife that was a fold-out knife that had a shorter handle, and there was an insert that would fold out, and the blade was long, and it would collapse in. It would go past the length of the handle, and it would rest in a guard, a metal guard. And then when you opened it, it even had a little cross brace to protect your hand. And typically, they're very expensive knives. And I found one on eBay, and it was. And this is another thing that this gentleman told me. He says, I asked him what were some of the indicators, and he says, well, the price was one, which was interesting, but that was funny. I was busted. But And it was my case too. I mean, I've always wanted one of those knives from Marbles, and I just, at the time, could never afford it. And then, boom, I saw one that was a reasonable price. It was an unbelievable price on the Bay, and I bought it. So I got it in, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it just doesn't look like the quality of Marbles. And since I've never actually owned one or held one in person, it was hard for me to say. So you know what I did? I had never contacted Marbles before, so I didn't have anybody in the organization at that company. I took photos of it, and I constructed an email, and I sent it to their customer service. And I asked them, I said, I bought this knife, and I just want to know if it is a real Marbles knife, or is this not? I mean, it has their name on it and everything. And I got an email back that said, absolutely, it is not a Marbles knife. And they said that there was a lot of those that were made by whomever in whatever country, and they're finding a lot of those on the market. Now, what I did was I went back to the person I bought it from, and I said, I want my money back, and I'll send you this back, but I want to return this. It's counterfeit. And I sent him the email from it was a marketing director from Marbles. I sent that individual, because I'm a trusting person, okay? I was like, I'm going to give this individual the benefit of the doubt. They probably didn't know that it was counterfeit. I'm just going on, give them the benefit of the doubt. And when I sent them the email and I said, I'd like to have my money back, they said, I'll send you your money back. And they did. They immediately refunded it, and they said, keep the knife. Throw it away, do whatever you want with it. So I still have it as an example of a counterfeit product. This was a long time ago, too. And it was before... It was before it was popular, that it was probably popular in the electrical industry, and I just didn't know it. But in any case, we can all fall victim to it. And the typical here's the carrot in our industry. One, it's price, and two, it's availability. And especially in today's markets, where sometimes it's very hard to get certain, either a circuit breaker, a fuse, panel board, whatever it is, when it's hard to get, you know what we do? And we do it well. We go online. And you know what? When you see the price and you go, wow, this is a deal, don't order in bulk. My only words of wisdom. All right. If you get one in and it seemed like a deal that was too good to be true, it was probably too good to be true. All right. So that's what I wanted to do. I gave you some half decent resources in the chat. You have this. I like this one from Nema. Very good, comprehensive. This is the Eaton. There's even some videos on here and investigations in the counterfeit breakers. There was a webinar that we've done. There's some good resources for you on the Eaton site. This is the ESFI site that I put the link. And look here, ESFI thanks to financial supporters of Zero Tolerance for Counterfeit, Eaton, Hubble, Schneider, UL. Oh, UL. Let's do this. Let's do a UL counterfeit product. How can we tell if a UL Mars? Oh, look at that. Oh, man. There you go. There we go. So I'm going to hit a Control C, and I'm going to put this in the chat as well. Control V. And again, I will take those chats and these links, and I will put it into the description for this post, which was going to be a recorded, but that's what happens when you press the button that says live. You're live. And I'm only live right now on my YouTube site, so I'm not hitting LinkedIn, Facebook, and all those other sites. So It is what it is. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you. It came across my desk an hour ago, and I said, you know what? I've got a few moments. I am going to go live, and I'm going to record, and now I'm live. So I was going to record this, but I am going to start recording more. And please be mindful. End of May is Shock Week. I'm working on the stuff for Shock Week. I'm going to do this a little bit different than I used to do in the past for Shock Week. So I am going to record technical content. I'm going to produce it or have my team produce it, and we're going to play those videos throughout the entire Shock Week, which is the last week of May. All right, and maybe we'll have. And I'm working on some. I'm working on I Survived Shock Week shirts and hats and stuff like that. So I'm telling you, we're going to have a blast at Shock Week this year. And we'll see some of the common faces that we've seen before. Hopefully we'll have Nihad and others. I might try to grab a few people down at the NFPA meetings and get some of their perspectives on electrical safety. All right. Anyway, what else? You may have noticed I'm in a different area of the house today. Jake is healing, so he is in the other room, feeling good. He wants to use his leg, and I'm giving you a Jake update. I need like one of those buttons that goes Jake update, 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 update. But I don't have one. But I might get one. But Jake is in there. He's snoring right now. But we take him out for walks, but we got to keep an eye on him. So I got to be up here when Bobby Joe, she's out with her, she's doing an interview. She's interviewing somebody for a blog, and she is going to start her YouTube site. So that ought to be fun. She's helping me with Shock Week. And we're working together on that, try to put some things together with that. I got a new camera. I'm looking at right here, and I just got a filter, an ND filter. It is it's a Polar Pro. It's a Polar Pro filter, and it's a Peter McKinnon special. Do you guys know Peter McKinnon? You should Google him. He has a good YouTube channel. He talks videos and stuff, but I like his style. He's a good guy. He's good at what he does. He's out of Canada. But I just got this. There's the front of it. It takes a little second to, look at that. Yeah, baby, that's nice. So this is the Mist Edition 2. So in any case, that's the new cover for the front of the camera. Nihad, you'll get to see that. And all that jazz. So, so Christmas was good at the Dimitrovich household. Hopefully it was good at your homes as well. I know I lost a good friend, mentor. You probably have seen it already. It's a good friend and a person who helped increase safety in marinas. So, so marina safety, if you recall, there were things that we've done. There are things that we did for ground fall protection. And Joe Fellow, who reported to me at the time, came up with the concept and the idea that we needed to do something. He did the substantiation. I did the public inputs, and Cliff Norton was on the code panel. And I can remember talking to him for the first time. He was asking about the motivation and all that good stuff. He He knew very well an individual who lost his son in a marina electric shock, drowning. Lucas Ritz. And when Lucas passed away, his father took up the torch to raise education and things of that nature. And it was Lucas's story that that got Joe Fellow to drive me to help him make changes in marinas. And then Cliff Norton called me, and I worked with Cliff. I got to know Cliff Norton very well, and we lost him the other day. So we won't see him down at Panel 7. He was a Code Making Panel 7 member. He will not be down in South Carolina, but he's in a better place, I'm sure. So anyway, count your blessings and those friends that you have in the industry, and do what you can to increase safety while we've got the time to do it. So make it happen. And that was Cliff's philosophy. So Cliff was a good guy, and I miss him. And I'm sure there are a lot of other people who realize the impact that he's had on the electrical industry, on the marina industry, and everybody else who came in contact with him. A great, great dude. And the industry will miss him. So anyway, I am going to be going. So hopefully we will see you down at have a great weekend. Yes, so have a great weekend. I've got to go. I wanted to at least get you all of those resources down below. Please be mindful of counterfeit products. They're all around us. Don't think you're unique. All right, no matter how much you know or what you do. Thanks for what you know. Thanks for what you do for the electrical industry and for electrical safety. This is Thomas Dimitrovich, and I am going to say, have a great weekend. Take care, stay safe, and please stay healthy.